Introduction: The Impossible Airfield. November 1943, Bougainville Island. A Japanese reconnaissance officer, scrutinizing fresh aerial photographs, refused to believe his eyes. Where a week ago had been impenetrable jungle, a smooth metal strip now lay. He was convinced it was a trap or a mistake. This disbelief wasn't an isolated incident. Official reports from the Japanese command often express skepticism regarding the speed of American airfield construction, deeming intelligence data exaggerated. They couldn't believe we could do it so quickly. For them, it was against all engineering norms, recalled a Seabees officer. The core question of this article is, how did they manage to do it? Section 1. The birth of the Seabees. Not soldiers but builders. The story of the construction battalions, or Seabees, is one of necessity and ingenuity. Their unique composition and philosophy were the cornerstone of their future successes. Officially born on January 5, 1942, the Seabees emerged from an urgent need. Following the attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States desperately required mobile construction units to support the war effort in the Pacific. These were not ordinary soldiers. The first Seabees were recruited not through the usual draft, but by enlisting experienced civilian specialists, typically between the ages of 25 and 50. Among their ranks were veterans who had honed their skills constructing massive dams and towering skyscrapers. This unconventional recruitment led to some amusing anecdotes. Stories circulated that some Seabees, upon deployment to the front, demanded to receive their accrued vacation pay from their previous civilian jobs. Their pragmatic, businesslike approach often confounded career military personnel. Yet, it was precisely this blend of civilian expertise and military discipline that defined them, embodied in their enduring motto, "We build, we fight." Section 2. Steel blankets. The secret weapon of the Seabees. To understand the Seabees' incredible speed, one must delve into their most significant technological innovation: pierced steel planking. Known as Marston matting, or more simply PSP, pierced steel planking, these were not just ordinary metal sheets. They were robust steel strips, each 10 feet, 3 meters, long and 1.5 feet, 44 centimeters, wide, characterized by strategically placed holes. These perforations served a dual purpose. They significantly reduced the weight of each plank, making them easier to transport and handle, and they also provided essential grip and stability when laid out. This ingenious design can be interpreted as a predecessor of modern modular constructions. The planks were transported in compact bundles, arriving at the construction sites ready for rapid deployment. On site, a dedicated team of Seabees could lay up to 1,000 feet, 300 meters, of runway per hour, assembling the entire structure like a colossal, interlocking puzzle. The efficiency and simplicity of this system were revolutionary. A lesser-known, yet fascinating, detail about PSP was the role of its signature holes. Beyond just reducing weight, these perforations allowed local vegetation, particularly grass, to grow through them. This seemingly minor feature had a significant practical benefit. The roots of the grass naturally stabilized the underlying soil, enhancing the structural integrity of the airfield, and also provided a degree of natural camouflage for the strip, blending it into the surrounding landscape. Imagine the scene: the rhythmic clang of metal under the tropical sun. Dozens of workers, moving with practiced precision and minimal spoken commands, interlocked plank after plank. The air vibrated with their focused energy. Behind them, even as the steel carpet rapidly extended, the first fighter aircraft would already be queuing, its engine idling, ready to taxi onto the newly created runway, a testament to the Seabees' speed and the power of their steel blankets. This innovative material was not merely a construction component. It was a force multiplier, enabling the Seabees to achieve what others deemed impossible. Section 3. 20 Days in the Life of Bougainville. Work by the hour. The construction of the airfield at Cape Torokina is a vivid illustration of the Seabees' monumental effort and organizational prowess. The timeline of this project underscores the relentless dedication required to achieve such a feat. The landing at Cape Torokina and the commencement of construction officially began on November 1, 1943. What followed was a precise, round-the-clock operation. Day 1 to 3. Bulldozers in the vanguard. The initial phase was characterized by sheer brute force and daring. Even as U.S. Marines were actively fighting to secure the perimeter against Japanese forces, Seabee bulldozers were already at work, often operating under enemy fire. Their immediate task was to clear the dense jungle, uprooting trees and leveling hills. Stories from this period highlight the extraordinary courage of the Seabees. One account tells of a bulldozer operator who, separated from his unit, fended off a Japanese ambush by using the blade of his tractor as a makeshift shield. These first days were critical for carving out the raw space needed for the airfield. Day 4 to 10. Creating the foundation. With the primary clearing complete, the focus shifted to preparing the ground itself. Graders meticulously leveled the terrain, while heavy rollers compacted the soil, creating a stable and even base. This work was continuous, operating in 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, with powerful searchlights illuminating the construction site through the tropical nights. The relentless pace ensured that no time was lost in establishing a solid foundation for the runway. Day 11 to 18. Laying the steel carpet. This period marked the culmination of the construction effort, the rapid assembly of the metal runway. Plank by plank, section by section, the pierced steel planking, PSP, was laid down, extending the landing strip at an astonishing rate. A popular anecdote from that era perfectly captures the skill and efficiency required. To become a Seabee, you had to be able to drive a PSP peg with 3 hammer blows while standing on a moving truck. This blend of speed, precision, and coordination allowed the Seabees to quickly roll out their steel carpet. Day 19 to 20. Finishing touches. In the final 2 days, the airfield rapidly transformed into a fully operational base. Essential infrastructure was put in place. Airfield lights were installed, fueling equipment was set up, and tents and other temporary structures for personnel were erected. The culmination of this tireless effort arrived on November 20th, exactly 20 days after the initial landing, when the airfield officially welcomed its first aircraft. This detailed chronology underscores not just the physical labor involved, but also the meticulous planning and unwavering dedication that enabled the Seabees to achieve such an impossible feat. Section 4. The Legacy of the Seabees, Myths and Reality. The extraordinary achievement at Bougainville was far from an isolated incident. It was, in fact, typical of the Seabees' operations throughout the Pacific Theater. Similar airfields, critical to the Allied advance, were constructed with comparable speed and efficiency on islands such as Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa. This consistent performance cemented their reputation and fundamentally impacted the course of the war. Among the Marines, who fought alongside the Seabees, legends quickly emerged about their construction prowess. A common myth held that the Seabees could build an airfield overnight, and that for them a bulldozer was not merely a tool, but also a weapon and even a home. These stories, while perhaps exaggerated, reflected the awe and admiration their capabilities inspired. The reality, though grounded in hard work rather than magic, was no less impressive. From a strategic perspective, the island-hopping campaign, which was central to the Allied strategy in the Pacific, would have been utterly impossible without the Seabees. They were the indispensable force that transformed newly captured, often desolate, patches of land into vital airbases and logistical hubs. These airfields served as critical staging grounds, turning previously isolated outposts into formidable strongholds and launching pads for further offensives. Their ability to rapidly establish and fortify these positions allowed the Allied forces to maintain momentum, bringing air power and logistical support ever closer to the Japanese mainland. Admiral Chester Nimitz, Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, famously acknowledged their crucial role, stating, "Without the Seabees, we would not have been able to make the journey across the Pacific that we did." This powerful endorsement underscores the profound and lasting impact of the construction battalions. Their legacy is not just one of engineering marvels but of strategic enablement, proving that their unique blend of construction skill and combat readiness was an essential ingredient in the Allied victory in the Pacific. They didn't just build, they reshaped the battlefield, island by island. Conclusion: the hive that changed the war. The remarkable saga of the Seabees, and specifically the construction of 6,000 feet of airfield in just 20 days, transcends a mere recounting of engineering feats. It stands as a testament to the enduring power of ingenuity, relentless effort, and an unwavering will to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Consider a modern civil engineer, perhaps poring over a faded photograph from 1943. A group of weary, smiling men in helmets, standing proudly against the backdrop of an endless steel strip. This contemporary professional would immediately recognize that the core principles demonstrated by these builders who fought, speed, modularity, and sheer professionalism, remain profoundly relevant even today. The lessons learned in the jungles of the Pacific continue to inform modern construction logistics and rapid deployment strategies. Indeed, the legacy of the Seabees is not confined to history books. The Construction Battalion's unit continues to exist, a vibrant and active force within the U.S. Navy. Today, these modern Seabees participate in humanitarian efforts, respond to natural disasters, and construct vital bases and infrastructure across the globe, upholding the very traditions established during World War II. Their ongoing work is a direct continuation of their foundational motto: "We build, we fight," adapting their unique capabilities to contemporary challenges. Ultimately, the story of how 6,000 feet of airfield was constructed in just 20 days is far more than a chronicle of engineering. It is a compelling narrative about how resourcefulness, dedication, and an unyielding will, forged in the crucible of war, can achieve the impossible. The hive of the Seabees, with its collective industriousness and specialized skills, truly changed the war, paving the way for victory in the Pacific and leaving an indelible mark on military and construction history. Their accomplishment serves as an inspiring reminder that human ingenuity, when combined with purpose, can move mountains, or in this case, build airfields in the most challenging environments imaginable.